We're here with Joe Navarro today. Joe, if you could just tell me a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. My name's Joe Navarro, and for 25 years I was a special agent with the FBI, and my job was to analyze human behavior, but more specifically to catch spies.
Can you tell me about tell me a bit more about your area of expertise?
So one of the things that we developed was the ability to sort of speed read people, to immediately assess these individuals to see if there's character flaws that might affect us, both privately and in business, and also to look at them and see if they're a potential danger in that they may be deceptive or hiding things from us. And of course, in business, this is a huge area.
Can you tell me some examples of how businesses have used non-verbal signs to their advantage?
That's a great question. You know, businesses use nonverbals, first of all, to do perception management, how they dress, how they present, what the public sees. But also, do they want to go into a meeting and look as a team that is somebody to contend with, someone that is confident and so forth. But they also want to be able to read the other side. They want to determine, are we getting a good deal? Are they hiding something? Is this good for our business? Are there issues? Just basically doing due diligence. And really the only way to do that is through nonverbal communications.
Okay, and is this something that can be, is this only applicable in person, or is this something that can be done through other communications such as telephone or email or digital communication?
Well, there are some things that we can do preliminarily, for instance, through email by the kinds of questions that we ask. And even over the phone, we can listen to how they breathe, how they exhale, do they hesitate, are there any speech errors? But ideally, and you know, we are in the people business, it's how we interact with people, how we read people when we're with them, and when we're assessing them, such as when they're making public statements and so forth. And that's what gives us an advantage, and it certainly gives business people an advantage.
Have you had any experience of coming into businesses and acting as a consultant and helping with this?
Absolutely. I mean, I get hired to go all over the world to not only, teach business owners and managers and so forth how to pick up on these kinds of clues and information, but also to sit in sometimes when they're negotiating and say, well, what's going to be our strategy? Who's the best presenter? What's the best way to articulate what we're going to say? And how do we determine when there's something hidden, there's an issue, or there may be something there that will be problematic both that day and in the future? And that's what we try to achieve with these presentations, is to educate you as to what you can do and what others can do to help you.
And is that also to do with not just business partnerships or deals? Is that also like bringing in people internally, such as job interviews, or bringing people into the organization?
Exactly, that's a great question. It's, a lot of it has to do with internal issues. Who are we hiring? Are they what they seem to be? Are we doing due diligence with our own people? And are they getting along? And, and if they're not getting along, what are the issues as to why they're not getting along? How do we pick up on these things way in advance so that later it doesn't become a problem for us?
When it comes to teams working together internally, does a non-verbal signs very important too? That's
a great question. Most organizations, they know that the most valuable thing that they have is their own people. So to value them, they want to make sure that they're trained, that they're using best practices, but they're also very attuned to the fact that we must be empathetic, that we must be on top to make sure that there are no issues, and if there are, must be addressed, they must be addressed very quickly. We must take care of our own, because that's what we really value. And yes, we're concerned about outside issues, but invariably, most corporations, especially those that are exceptional, they want to take care of their own people first.
What are some things about nonverbal communication signs that people may never have thought about that you teach?
Most people, especially in business, really don't get a lot of training in nonverbal communications, and they don't realize that everything that is not a word, but transmits a message, a thought, an idea, conveys a mood, is a nonverbal. So when you look at that, there are so many things, everything from how we dress, how we comport ourselves, to our manners, how we deliver messages. All these things have value. And of course, the better we do them, the more successful we will be.
Joe, thanks so much for your time.
It's my pleasure.